Hello, my name's Will. I'm a 3D artist that makes short films in Blender. So most of the projects I've made in Blender have been just standalone projects just made by me. But for the first time this year, I've become a VFX artist on someone else's project. My good friend Josh is making Trailblazer. The gist of it is race cars, in the future, robots taking our jobs, right? And being set in the future needs some VFX stuff, primarily in the final scene, the final race. Yeah, so that was my job. So even though it was Josh's script, he's been great with giving me a lot of creative freedom to just fill in this blank space, you know, and just do what you want, which is great fun. But it also means I procrastinate. So instead of actually animating, because I don't know how to do that well, I did everything in my power to do the main scene last. What could go wrong?
You are joining us now only one day away from the final race of the Trailblazers Cup. Competition has been heating up with the introduction of multiple new drivers to the grid. Everyone's eyes are still on one driver. The 11-time world champion has been dominating the event since the day he was built. And it looks like not much is going to change.
And after doing that, I decided to do something slightly more relevant to the script, which was the intro. Because the whole film starts off with this monologue that Josh performs, which sounds like this.
My father was a great man, but a great eraser. He was a trailblazer.
Basically, I need some kind of music to tie it all together and help build up the scene as I'm editing all this like collage together for the intro of the film. And for most of the film, one of my good friends, Sam, has allowed me to use his music, which has been great for like the entire film. But the intro needed something more like specific in the way it builds. So I needed to find some other music. And I'm cheap and hate paying for stuff. And I've played guitar for a while, so how hard could music be?
Hey, Will from the future here. I forgot to record the music thing properly, so I'm back again to tell you about what I did. So first I would just choose a scale, so this song is in C# major, and just placing out that major scale, because I'm not that great at music theory, so I'm not modulating to anything else, it's just sticking within the key, keeping it simple. After that, I chose the note progression I wanted, and that's like kind of half of the song is just those notes. For some parts of it, like the strings, I needed chords. So to make chords, I would get the whatever note is there, the next note in the scale, you skip, place the note after that, next note in the scale, skip, put the one after that. And then after that, that can sound like this. And with those lovely, lovely chords and notes, I can then put on whatever instruments I want into those notes. Hopefully it'll sound alright. And I found two awesome synths in FL Studio that I absolutely loved. And both of them sound like this. And that's how I made the music for the intro to Trailblazers. The whole rest of the film is all scored by the very talented Sam Hall, and his music fits so well with the rest of the film. It was a real fun experimenting and making my own music for at least one scene. It was good fun.
So yeah, now all I need is actual visuals. Let's start making some actual part of the movie. So most of this is just like, it's a collage. It's like random stuff. Most of it's built in the edit, not in Blender. So I made some, for the slow bits, I made some nice shots, got the character model against the sunset. The way I animated him, I don't animate especially not people. So it's literally just noise modifiers. He's just like moving with his head and his shoulders. It's all just like random noise, moving at different amounts like every frame. And some of my favorite shots are like the studio looking ones where you get the, you know, the nice flat background and everything, and it looks, you know, not unrealistic, stylized, yeah. And the interesting problem I have with that is this shot of the father standing there with photography flashes going off on him, and the shadow is appearing on the wall, which is, you know, physically correct. You know, that's how light works. Light goes in a straight line, but kind of boring in this situation because it looks ugly. So the magic of 3D. Why do we need to stick to the laws of physics? Who cares? One of the more recent Blender versions, we can now do light groups. Light linking. So by using light linking, you can stop the spotlights that are flashing on the character from affecting the background, which is pretty cool. And then you can still have, you know, instead of just deleting the background or having the background, you know, 100 meters away, you can still get the effect of it being there and looking close and good. Oh, the fire effects. I'm not simulating fire. It's literally just a video of fire. My God. Tilly. Do you know what I was talking about? I don't know what I was talking about either. Fire. That's what I was talking about. So basically, I don't have the storage space to be like simulating volumetric fire, so I just used like a stock video of fire, projected onto just a 2D plane to make it look alright. And then, you know, as long as the camera doesn't move, which in this shot it doesn't, then it looks passable, especially just for like the 2 or 3 seconds that it's in the montage. And eventually, after I finished the intro, I finally started doing the actual scene I was meant to do from the start, which is the final race. So I started, again, avoiding animation, just started creating the environment because that was more fun. I made some grandstands, used a particle system to put a crowd all over it. So the crowd is basically like a group photo of a bunch of people, and then cut out a few people in like the worst character model you've ever seen. They're like maybe 5 polygons, and it doesn't look good when you're up close. And then use shape keys to make them go like, whoa, and you know.
The crowd, up close, absolute nightmare fuel. This is what they look like. Using a hair system to scatter thousands of them per grandstand. Once you're far enough away, you can't make out individual details. It actually works kind of good. In a continuous effort to procrastinate actually doing any animating, I kept just building the environment. So I put all these containers and stuff for the teams in the center where they can work from, build the whole grandstand environment, or the whole city around it. Put a train next to the grandstand so characters could get there, put a whole ocean in one side, put some ships in there, just to make it a somewhat more interesting space and not just city horizon in every possible direction. Those building models I reused from some other films I made, but I did make them myself and then just scattered them using a hair system. And after all of that coming together, adding in the sound design, adding in Sam's music, adding in the voice lines from Josh and the live action footage that was filmed at this point almost 14 or 15 months ago from the time of filming this, we finally have a finished film. And it should be out right now on Josh's channel. So yeah, go check it out. Whatever you want to make, go make it. Even if you procrastinate for a whole year like me, who cares? It was fun. And maybe afterwards it'll look cool. You go watch it. Tell me what you think, and have a great day. I'll see you next time.